welcome back. Today I'm going to be working up all this garden food. I've kind of let it build up through the work week and it's time to get it done. I've got blackberries. I don't know if I'm going to do blackberry fried pies or blackberry jam. I've got enough cucumbers, I think, to do a round of relish and a round of pickles, sauerkraut, and then I've got these fresh beans that's already broke and ready. I'm going to cook those. And then over here on the floor I have a couple boxes that I need to get done. And this is my little helper today. This is my grandson Stetson. But thank you so much for watching, and let's get all this work done. And sometimes you get in a very big hurry trying to get stuff done and you make a big old mess. I've got eggs everywhere. So let me get this cleaned up. So I've ended up with a 3.5 dozen for the week. We usually go through probably 2 dozen for the week, so we'll have 1.5 dozen extra. We're doing recipes with blackberries. My son and his family picked some wild blackberries for me, and I'm going to try to do, I'm hoping I have enough to do a round of blackberry jam and make some blackberry fried pies. So with the blackberry jam, it takes 5 cups of crushed berries. So I'm just going to put them in the food processor. These have been washed. I thought I got all the leaves out, but so that was 1 cup. Go ahead and put these in. See if I can do 2 cups this time. We're going to have plenty and we'll be able to do some fried pies. The last 2 cups. And if you like it chunky, you can just mash these down. We like a more finer consistency. Have my jars washed and ready to go. So here is the 5 cups of crushed fruit. You add 1 packet of sugar gel. And we're going to take this to the stove and let it cook, and then we have to add 7 cups of sugar. Okay, so you just stir this together. You add 1 tablespoon of butter or margarine. That just keeps it from foaming. And we're going to let this come to a rapid boil. Once it comes to that, we're going to add the 7 cups of sugar. And then you'll let it come back up to a boil and let it boil 1 minute. So I'm going to get I've got my heat on medium-high. And I'm going to get my 7 cups of sugar measured out, so I'll be ready to go. Okay, it's starting to try to boil. And remember, you bring it to a rolling boil that you can't really stir down. So I'm going to add the butter. And if you can't anything, you should try this because it's just so easy and it's really good. And if you're from southeastern Kentucky, blackberries are in abundance right now. A pound of cabbage and cucumbers over here that has to get done. I've been slacking. So we put our butter in. We're just waiting for this to come to a rolling boil that you can't stir down. And then we've got our 7 cups of sugar. I know that sounds like a lot, but I think we'll get 4 to 5 pints. So it's distributed. I'm also going to show you how to do blackberry pie filling. I don't have enough to run a batch in the canner, but I'm going to make some fried pies, and I may have enough left over that I can just go ahead and put it in the freezer. I need to get back out and see if I can get some more blackberries before they're all gone. It's really important to stand right by this while it's coming to a boil, because you will scorch it, because it happens fast. So we're coming to a boil. I know you can't really see that, but we are. I'm excited for these fried pies. They go about as fast as I get them done, but we don't make them often, and they're good. And I love how your kitchen smells when you're doing jams and pie fillings. The vanilla smells really good. Okay, so we are at a rolling boil that we can't stir down, and it is splashing everywhere. We're going to go ahead and add, it does get a little messy. We're going to go ahead and add our 7 cups of sugar. Mix it in. Be careful, you can get burnt, and hot sugar hurts. So, just getting this mixed in. Can you see how pretty of a color it is? And it smells great. So we're gonna just keep mixing. Don't walk away, because you will burn it. Just keep on stirring. I've got my jars and my lids and my rings ready to go. And I found my funnel. So I'm glad, because this stuff can get messy. So we're just waiting for this to come to a boil, and when it does, set your timer for 1 minute. I get asked, will you teach me how to make jams and jellies? And I'm like, yes, because it's the easiest thing, canning-wise, in my opinion. And just a few batches, you could set your family up for a whole year's worth of jams and jellies. And it doesn't take that long a time either. And right now, where blackberries are wild and free, all you gotta do is go pick them. It's the best time. Because they're kind of pricey in the store, and you just get a little bit in a container for $2 and $3. So we're just patiently waiting for this to start boiling. I've tried for a couple, I think 2 years now. We've got some blueberry bushes, and I've been wanting to make blueberry pie filling, blueberry jam. We never get one blueberry because of the birds, even though we put the nets over it. They're smart. They get every one of them. Okay, we're starting to boil. It's not enough to set the timer yet, but we're getting there. And I've got my funnel, I've got my ladle, got my flats and my rings. I've got my vinegar to wipe the rims and a clean towel. Okay, we've come to a rolling boil. We're going to set our timer for 1 minute and just keep on stirring. Okay, we just got a few more seconds and then we're going to be putting them in our jars. Okay, we're good. We're going to turn the heat off and we're going to try our best not to get burnt. Okay, let's slide this off so it'll quit bubbling. Here we go, we're going to fill our jars. This gets really messy. Okay. Now, I did it. Made me a mess. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna wipe the rims with some vinegar. Put our that is hot. Alright, I'm going to finish filling these and I'll be right back. Okay, here is the finished product. You process it in a water bath for 10 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to be working on the crust for the fried pies. It's so easy. It is. The key to this crust is letting it sit in the refrigerator as long as you can, like a day, 2 days, and letting it get really cold. So it's 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1/3 of a cup of shortening, and I'm making a mess as usual. Okay. 2 tablespoons of sugar. And 1 3/4 cup of milk. You're just going to stir it up, and once you get it all that shortening mixed in, you form it into a ball. You put it in your fridge in plastic wrap and let it, the best results I've had is if I let it set in the fridge for at least 24 hours to 48 hours. I'm going to get in here with my hands. make sure all that's shortening. That's what gives you the really good flaky crust. Okay, here you go. We're gonna wrap that in plastic wrap, and we're gonna let it set as long as we can, at least 24 hours. Make the blackberry filling for the pies. Most of the time I can this, but I don't have enough. So I'm just gonna make whatever I have left, what we don't use in the fried pies, I'll freeze. So it's ever how many cups of berries you have left over. Thinking I'm gonna have about 4 good cups. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put the juice and all in there. Okay, I'm gonna turn on medium high. Just gonna start mashing this down because you still want a little bit of the berry. You don't want it to be mush. So mashing this down and see if I need, sometimes I have to add a little bit of water. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and to keep cooking till this thickens. And then we'll add the clear gel, about a tablespoon of it. I get this at the local Amish store. Sometimes I add cinnamon too. I just like the way it tastes. So we'll give this a few minutes and I'll be back to show you how it thickens. Okay, so now we are at a really good boil. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of the clear gel. And this is what's gonna thicken it and give us a really good pie filling to put in these fried pies. I think this is our favorite. We like the blueberry fried pies too, and the cherry, but we didn't get any cherries this year. I don't know, we like them all. We like the apple too. Okay, now I'm gonna add just a little bit of vanilla. And just keep letting it cook till it thickens. It's starting to. It's starting to get really thick. So just another minute. Go ahead and set my timer. And let's cook down for 1 more minute. And then we'll put this in another bowl and let it be cooling while we're rolling out our pie dough and getting our oil ready. Making some blackberry fried pies. Okay, so here it is. I'm just transferring it to another bowl and I made a mess. It splattered. But let me see if you can see how it thickened. It will thicken as it cools and sets too. So I'll cover it, let it be cooling, and then I'll get everything ready for get the oil ready. Okay, I'm gonna be making the glaze for the fried pies. It is 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I just use the lid, it's about the same. Okay. And 1/4 a cup of heavy cream. Just keep stirring till you get a thick glaze. Okay, so we've got our glaze is done. I'm gonna set it to the side. And it smells so good. All right, we'll move all this out of the way. And I'm gonna bring in pie filling. We've got the glaze. Now let's work on the crust. Okay, this is good and chilled. We're gonna take off some. I always just pinch off about that much. Put down a little extra flour. We need to be getting our oil hot. You can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Let's see. Do we want them to be a little? Let's go with a little bit bigger than that. Let's pinch off a little more. And why not? It's a fried pie. It's not healthy. Let's go with a little bit of flour. Okay, that looks a little better. And we're gonna put our filling in the middle. Make sure we're gonna seal the edges. We'll have a little bit of pie filling come out right there. I just take a fork and seal my edges. All right, I'm gonna get a spatula. I'll move this to the side and I'm hoping I'll at least get 8. I'll be back and I'm gonna be letting my oil heat up in my little Dutch oven over here. Okay, so I came out with 8 pies. I'm waiting for the oil to heat up. I've got a couple inches over here in my Dutch oven, ceramic pot, whatever you want to call it. But I'll show you as soon as it heats up. I'll show you while they're frying and when I get them out and glaze them. Okay, I'll put the first one in. And put another one. I don't want to overcrowd it though. Okay, I've got a couple fried and glazed. So here they are, they're fried up, and I'm going to start adding the glaze. Just do a thin layer and let it set. Okay, I'm almost halfway, well, I am halfway through with frying them. This is the 5th one. Here you go. Look how pretty that is. And I add okay, so that one bowl of blackberries, we got 8 fried pies. I have one right over here. I'm going to show you how crispy. There's only 7 here. We got 1 bag of the pie filling left. I'm just going to freeze it. And we got 4 pints of jam. Not too bad for a little bowl of blackberries. This one didn't have enough in it that it didn't go all the way to the top, so I'm just going to put it in the fridge. But let me show you how the pies turned out. Here they are. Look, they're so flaky. and good. Thank you so much for watching.